You said you were robbed and it changed you?
Oh yeah, I was robbed a couple of times. I was robbed, the first time I was robbed, I was doing a play on the east side of Detroit, which is crazy. It's much better now, but the theater was on the east side of Detroit and my car was out, of course, so I had to catch 2 buses to get home. And I was standing at the bus stop, waiting for the bus, which it's not like here or somewhere like a subway train running every 2 minutes. In Detroit, it's like, I told you, it's like Mad Max in the Thunderdome. You out there like, you know. So I was waiting for the bus, and it was kind of cold, and I was like this, you know. And I felt somebody, and I kind of heard somebody coming from this side, and I kind of said, don't look over. I like, uh-oh. It stuck something in my side. And it wasn't a finger because it felt like steel. He said, okay, give me your money. I said, okay, all right, but I don't really have no money. He said, what you talking about you don't have no money? I said, I don't have any money. I got some little change and I got a bus ticket, that's all I got. He said, what you doing over here then? I said, I'm rehearsing a play. I'm an actor, and I'm rehearsing a show. Now, he engaged me that long. And he said, well, give me what you got. I think I had like 32 cents or something. He said, that all you got? I said, yeah. I said, don't shoot me. I said, I'm just trying to make it. Wow. And he said, all right. So then he said, just don't move. I said, I'm not gonna do nothing. And he started walking off, and I kind of saw him, and I said, don't you want the bus ticket? And he looked at me, and I saw him, and I looked right at him at that point. He says, no, fool, how you gonna get home? Wow. And that was like, so really what I saw after that, and I felt what that whole situation was, that was somebody that lived around there, that probably had seen me before. Because people don't just randomly walk up to somebody. And the funny thing is, after that, I didn't tell anybody. Oh, I wasn't about to tell my mom and them. Oh, hell no. And I was going with a little girl at the time. I wasn't gonna tell her. So I was like, no, I just didn't ever say nothing. But the first thing somebody would say is, you can't go back over there. I'm like, well, no. This is a good part in this show, okay? And I knew I was hooked then. I'm like, I'm hooked. Nobody ever bothered me after that. Because this guy probably told all of them around there, he ain't got no money. He an actor over here at this place. Leave him alone. Mm. Nobody ever bothered me. Mm. That really woke me up to like, wow, this is what I really want. I'm this dedicated. But it's like when my friends say, if they're gonna shoot you, that was that kind of situation where it's like, okay, you either do this or you get shot. So I'm like, I'm not gonna stop coming over here. Now, somebody else might rob me, and I hope to have a few more coins in my pocket, but I was broke. I mean, I was literally broke. So I was like, I had like 32 cents or something in the bus ticket. Because, you know, we had bus tickets, you get a strip of bus tickets, and, you know, you get a transfer when you get on the bus, and I got to transfer with the bus ticket, and second time I got robbed was in a McDonald's. I was living, I wasn't doing a show at the time, but I was living on the other side of town, and my dad was sick in the hospital, and my mother, and I actually had my car at that point, and my mother was at the hospital all day. She said, well, you know what, I just don't feel good, you know, being at the house by myself. Can you come over here and spend the night at the house? I said, oh, of course. I had my own apartment. I said, oh, yeah. So she said, well, look, I've been at the hospital all day. I don't have no food. I haven't cooked. Maybe you ought to stop at McDonald's or something and get you something. I said, oh, okay. And I stopped at the McDonald's. I went through the drive-thru. It was kind of late at night. And I ordered my food, and the girl said, well, can you pull over because, you know, we'll cook it and bring it out to you. I said, okay. So I'm sitting in the car, and it's cold, and I'm running my gas. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I said, well, I'm gonna go inside. So I came inside, and she looked, I said, I'm the guy you told to pull over. She said, oh, okay. So they said, we haven't even got it ready yet. So I'm standing at the counter, And there was like 4 of us, 4 guys at the counter, getting our food. And the little boy in front of me, the little McDonald's boy, he's like looking at me, and all of a sudden he looks over like this and he starts doing this. And I'm looking at him like, what look you got? I'm looking at him like, what? He said, and I look over, the guy got a sawed-off shotgun pointed right at my head. And he's telling me, raise your hands, motherfucker. And my hands up. And these guys proceeded to rob the McDonald's. And what he did was, it was 2. One guy came in on the other side, the other door, the backup guy. And he uses me as a shield. Oh. And he got the gun under my arm, like my arm's up, he puts the gun under here, and he's got the gun right in the face of that little boy.
Oh, wow.
And he says, empty the register. And the little boy naturally, he said, empty the register. So the manager, a female at this time, she's down here, and the guy with the sawed off, he says, okay, empty all the registers. She empties all the registers except mine. And then he says, okay, open the safe. And she says, well, I don't have a combination, it's a drop box. She said, no, you can open the safe. She said, I can't open it. They come every night and get the money. The security come every night and get the money. I can't open it. He said, you lying. He says, get down on the ground, bitch. She gets down on the ground, on the floor of the place, and he leans over the counter and he cocks the gun and he puts it on the side of her head. He says, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna ask you one last time, open the safe. So she's like this, and she's like, she starts crying. Please don't kill me. I can't open the safe. I got a baby at home. Please, it's just me and my baby. Please, please. And I'm like this, and I'm just looking, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I got the guy behind me with the little boy like this, and I'm like this, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like this. And all of a sudden, the guy uncocks the gun. And the next thing on my mind is, thank God. They're professionals. Professionals don't want to shoot anybody. See, I found that out from being in Detroit around the hood. Professionals don't want to shoot anybody. They want to get in and get out. So he says, okay, we're finished getting the money. She jumps up, she gets the money, she gets down to my register, little boy, this McDonald's money. And we said, give him the money, give him the money. And we yelling and screaming, and they said, shut up. We didn't shut up. Give him the money, give him the money. It was just pandemonium. So this manager, she knocks him out the way, goes in his register and get the money and put it in one of the big McDonald's bags and hand it to the guy. So the first guy out of the place is the guy that had the pistol under my arm. The last guy out, he says, anybody try anything, I'm gonna come back and kill everybody. He comes down the line of us. They didn't even rob us. He comes down the line of us and takes the gun across all our backs, the small of my back. I had this gun go down the small of my back, and I'm telling you, my life flashed before my eyes. When people say, oh, my life flashed, I went from being a baby shitting in my pants, in my diaper, all the way up to the, it was just like that. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh God, oh, like this. And he left out. When he left out, they took off running. I looked, they took off running. All of the customers jumped over the counter, and we was all behind the thing. By this time, the cops came in because they pushed the silent alarm. And I got to the house, and my mother said, oh, she said, you didn't get your food? I'm like, no, I didn't get it. So she says, what's wrong? I said, we got stuck up at McDonald's. My mother's like, oh, okay. My mother got mad at me when I said, I have to remember what that felt like, because one day I'm gonna have to act and have to recreate that experience. My mother got mad at me. That was the end of that story, but that's what happened. My mother said, what? You in that damn acting? And that's when I really finally realized this is it. This is where I'm supposed to be. That was the first experience of me getting robbed with the guy with the gun, take my little 32 cents. The second one was that, and that's when I said, I'm in all the way. Because all I'm thinking about at one point during the robbery is like, this is weird. I have to remember this. I just did a thing on Shooter, TV show Shooter, where I played a bank guard, and I get shot in the episode, and they put a squib pack on me and everything. They lied to me. Oh, it's not gonna hurt. It's gonna be just a teeny weeny pinch. They were lying their ass off. That squib hurt. And I get shot in the scene. And I fall over, but even though I'm like, I'm belligerent to the guy, he says, all right, old man, because it's flashback from the early 70s or whatever. And it's a flashback scene. So I said, well, I didn't lay down. He said, get on the ground. I said, my back, I got a bad hip and a bad back. I can't get down there. He said, I told you to get on the ground. I said, I can't do it. If I didn't lay down in Korea, I'm not laying down now. So he shoots me. But at that point, I'm recalling a lot of that experience of that. And we did one take, and the director says, that was so real. And we broke for lunch, and he says, that was, wow. I looked at it, that was real. I said, yeah. I said, and I told him the story at McDonald's. He says,
Oh, wow.
what? I said, yeah. I said, I've been stuck up a couple of times, man. I've been shot at before. Wow. All kind of stuff. It's like Detroit, a rite of passage. It's like, bar mitzvah is like get shot, get stabbed. I've been stabbed. Yeah, I got stabbed at a girls' prison. Yeah, I worked at one of those.
Oh, I was going to say, what were you doing there?
I was working as that was my last job